Holy moly. The live video is starting. We are now live.
Good evening and welcome.
I don't know that we're even that live yet. Oh, yeah, we are.
Okay.
Let's go. Okay. So, I'm sorry that we had to end last night's podcast early. That was not what we planned at all. We look washed out. Is it because the so much brightness?
There's the sun is high in the sky.
I wonder.
No, it could be. Oh, you know what? It could be just let's move it over a little bit, or move the lamp over.
Please be very careful.
There we go.
It's a very.
Now I'm like getting a sunburn over here, but that's okay.
Okay.
I look tan.
If we buy a ring light, we're gonna have to get facial.
We're gonna have
stuff.
to get
Have some,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Our pores.
I was gonna get some Noxzema to cream my face so the razor won't.
Okay, hang on. Cream my face.
That was an actual commercial from the 70s.
My face.
Let Noxzema cream your face, dude.
That's how I got the ring.
So the razor won't. Yes, you're a dirty, dirty, dirty girl. That's the only reason I'm with you. That
actually came up in conversation when I was telling my friend what happened last night.
Oh, it did, yeah. As a matter of fact, yeah.
Should we tell our friends? Well, we should probably start off by saying, hey...
We'll tell them what happened last night because
they
don't know what happened
hang on
after.
a second. Some of these people have never been here before. Okay. So tell them who you are.
My name is Doug. This is my wife.
Stacy.
Thank you.
We're snowbirds and...
We're not
snowbirds. I keep saying snowbirds. Empty nesters.
We're transplants.
We're birds. We're fancy fucking birds. We moved from Massachusetts to Florida. And I have a chronic illness. Doug is my caregiver, and he is a brilliant artist and musician and branding expert. Thank you very much. Wonderful husband. And he's not too shabby in the sack.
Oh.
I am an unemployed pothead with a laundry list of chronic illnesses, and unfortunately I have a case of a rare disease that causes you to tell information that maybe people don't want to know.
It's called diarrhea of the mouth, folks. It's diarrhea of the mouth. It's all. It's
say it was like
chronic.
Like, isn't it some form of Tourette's? That sounds so much better than saying I have
diarrhea
diarrhea in my mouth.
Tourette's
diarrhea in my ass, I would be so happy about, but diarrhea in my mouth.
Tourette's diarrhea.
I don't.
No, that's not. that's not fair to the people who have Tourette's.
If anybody,
that's a neurological
okay, so we
issue.
have so many contests going, and nobody has ever won one of these contests, by the way, which is concerning to me because it makes me think nobody fucking watches. Well, we have 5 viewers right now, so
yeah, somebody's watching.
So anyway, my point is that we should have another contest. So we have the contest going right now.
We don't have any prizes. That's why nobody enters.
Yeah, we have a prize. The prize is Doug will do a sick
Photoshop,
a sick ass Photoshop for you.
Yeah. I made my friend Paul into the whale from the movie poster for the whale. Hysterical. Maybe I'll pull that up and share with you guys just to show the funniness.
I have some things I would like Gwyneth Paltrow Photoshopped.
I think she does most of that herself.
Just like Photoshop.
So there's my buddy. His last name is Wiles, so I made him instead of the whale, he's the Wiles. So look at him all chubby, and he's not a chubby man. He's a very thin man, thin and tall and athletic.
Is he a cyclist?
No, he's a tennis player.
Thank God.
And I keep telling him to
get a fucking Peloton.
I keep telling him to go to the old school wood racket, and he won't do it.
I think that'd be good for
I
you.
think that, because you'd be, hey, one of my distant relatives, Bill Tilden, he won Wimbledon with a wood racket. I don't know why Paul can't use a wood racket. Whatever.
I think you worked for that Billie Jean
King.
Yeah, she's the one that wasn't Michael Jackson's lover.
That's right.
She was a lesbian.
Oh, well, I don't think she was. She is still. But back then,
she had the worst glasses. Now these kids are wearing them again now.
That's right.
It wasn't a good look then. It's not a good look now. But good for her. She was like one of the first out athletes, right?
I think she was, but I don't think she was, like back in the heyday when she played Bobby Riggs for the Battle of the Sexes, stuff like that. She still wasn't. I mean, that was that sort of unwritten rule back then.
I hate that they perpetuate this male versus female shit, just like they perpetuate this black versus white shit.
We all know that.
Jew versus Christian, everybody against the Muslims. Like, it's just fucking ridiculous. Like, let's stop pitting people.
I don't think anybody is better than anybody else.
No, but I think that the media and the government and corporations like to sort us into little boxes.
Well, you got to check something on your taxes. What are you?
Not if you live
Caucasian.
in the woods.
It's
Not
Caucasian.
not if we buy a huge piece of land and claim 2 people live there, and everybody I know lives there.
We're not. No, we don't like.
I may
people.
have found a lot.
Stay away.
It's 1,000 acres.
You don't want to. You don't want any part of this right here.
It's in southern Florida.
So can we kind of talk about what happened after we turned the camera off? Stacy was not feeling well.
It's not going to be like Waco.
No.
Okay, so so I have I have a we try to interact with our friends at the end. Please comment. We love your comments. We always interact at the end. And we're really grateful to all of our friends that continue to support us. When you comment, like, or share, it does a tremendous amount for us. It lets us know that we're not wasting our time every night, and it helps us get more
things.
Well, it doesn't really give us any things, but for example, we can't go live on TikTok until we have 1,000 followers.
Oh.
We can't go live on Instagram. I think we can go live on Instagram, but we have to have so many followers.
I believe the kids call it the gram, or at least they did 10 years ago.
My point is that we need more followers in every platform. And then, of course, at some point in time, it would be cool to monetize, but...
Well, whatever. We're doing this because we
find it to be kind of therapeutic.
It's therapeutic for us, but it's also supportive to some other folks that are going through hard times.
We've gotten a lot of calls. Actually, Doug got a really nice message today. Just really wonderful calls, messages, texts, you name it, from people who appreciate what we're doing, and thank you so much. It means so much to us. And it's funny because at first I was like, oh, we got to do this just because it'd be funny and we got nothing better to do. Maybe we can make a little money with it. And now it's more like, oh, wow, I don't want to do it today, but I'm going to because people need it or people really appreciate it. And we always feel better. If the worse that we feel going in, usually the better the podcast.
Well, last night we both felt bad going in, and
we were like, you know what, it's going to turn around.
And then so we're all excited, and then
we're all ramped up and ready to go.
Then
and
we're
we're here, and Doug's talking, and I'm talking, and Doug's talking, and all of a sudden, I just felt vertigo. It's part of my Lyme disease, and I'm fortunate because it used to happen to me while I was driving. It hasn't happened that often, but when it hits, generally speaking, I end up, sorry, put your snacks away, puking my fucking brains out. And so anyway, last night, I had picked my head up once. The vertigo was even worse. And then I tried to pick it up again, I couldn't, and then finally I was just like, oh, I gotta go inside. And I was hunched over the table over here on the side, and I couldn't even pick my head up.
And all you could see were the top of her head, it looked like maybe a goat was next to me.
So that was at the beginning when I had my head down.
Yeah.
I do look like a goat sometimes. Sorry, I had a Werther's and it's too spicy.
A spicy Werther? You're not going to throw up again, are you? Oh wait,
no, I don't think so. You're removing the climatic moment.
So
Doug's like, and I have with my illness, so I have Lyme and a bunch of other fucking shit, but the Lyme is my primary diagnosis, which is basically the you're fucked disease. Doctors don't know what the hell to do with you. They literally have no idea what to do. Trust me, I know. So anyway, I'll have something come on all of a sudden. I've had complete vision loss. I've had seizures. I've had fainting spells. I've had the vertigo. God, what else?
You name it.
The back. Oh my God, my back will
your
lock
back
over.
will just, yeah.
And when I was near my chiropractor, it was no problem. She would always squeeze me in. Absolutely amazing. Christina Scott actually would come to my house before she was even mobile. She's absolutely amazing. It's Vitamin C Chiropractic. She's now seeing patients on the east coast of Florida, Daytona-ish area, or Mont Beach, that area. And sometimes she even goes to Orlando.
Eastbound and down.
Because she has one client there that she just loves.
She goes to where?
She goes to Orlando for one client. But
is it a small mouse with shorts?
No, but
what if we found out that Walt Disney was alive and receiving chiropractic care from a van?
I will tell you this: you would never know because Christina would never.
She would never tell.
She would never say.
Well, I will say this: having picking up a phone and having a lady drive an hour down to Orlando to give you chiropractic, that's pretty bougie. In a Mercedes, no less. That's bougie.
I've had conversations with she is bougie as fuck.
No, she's not bougie. I'm just saying the act of like
having a chiropractor come to you.
Yeah,
like the first time we really saw that was in Truth or Dare with Madonna, and her chiropractor came. But that chiropractor did the stuff that actually people said they have seen some risk of stroke with, but it's like tiny. But some people don't like that. I'm not a fan of it. But Christina does this tappy one. So she has this little thing, and she goes tappy.
Piezo resistance thingy thing.
Tappy. And she just kind of hammers. But sometimes if you've been bad, she's like, tappy. It's not if you've been bad. Although I've been bad.
She doesn't actually make that noise while she does it, though?
When we go off-roading in the Jeep, I get all fucked up. And I can't tell you how many times I would get adjusted by Christina. And then Zach and I would go off-roading that night. And I'd be like, oh, she's going to fucking kill me. Yeah. But anyway, she's an amazing chiropractor and an amazing friend. Go to Vitamin C Chiropractic. So the story about last night. So Doug's running around like a nut because he knows like I'm about to fall apart.
So we shut off the camera.
Yeah, and he goes, "What do you need?" And I go, "A bowl." He runs to the house, grabs the bowl, and he goes, "Well, I'm glad we shut the camera off." And the funny thing is, one of the phone calls today were, "I wish the camera was still on," and you know,
it would have gone viral.
That would have gone viral for sure. But perhaps our graphic description of it today might. So anyway, Doug's like, "What do you need?" So he comes out and he's standing there with a bowl, and he's like, "It's a good thing I turned the camera off." Or no, he hands me the bowl, and I'm going this, and he goes, "It's a good thing I turned the camera off." I'm like, I hand him the bowl, or he grabs the bowl, and then
I thought she was done, right?
I was not done, and I go,
right?
and I'm trying to pull
you're
my
feeling
hair
better.
back, and I'm trying to pull my hair back, and I go, "Dog," and then. So mind you, I had tried to scoot these chairs have wheels. I don't know why, but they do. They have wheels. I tried to scoot my fat ass over to the house.
I took the bowl to empty it out and bring it back.
I got to the end of the table where Doug is sitting.
Over here.
Yeah, and I got to the end of the table where Doug is sitting and just fucking launched. I mean, the first time was just the berries that you guys saw me eating, a little bit of cheese, like a little charcuterie, like a snack pack. And yeah, I had the munchies. And then, while Doug left with the first bowl, round two
came back to round
and it was our steak dinner, potatoes and all.
It was as if someone had taken
and butternut squash.
And it was as if someone had taken one of those large, like extra large cans of Dinty Moore stew, mashed it up a little bit, and dumped it on this like rock surface of our pool deck here. And so I'm like, oh, that's not good. So anyways, it was right where we have to walk.
Oh, and by the way, it landed on my feet.
Yeah, it was not good. So
and then I asked him to help me with my hair, and he goes, puts one right in the bowl.
Look, at least I brought the bowl back. And then you didn't throw up in the bowl a second time. So I brought the bowl back for nothing. So we had to walk around it. So I got up the hose, and I made sort of I got a little path going into the house. So she got in the house.
A path on the puke river.
So then I have to go out and deal with this.
I just go face down, and I texted my friend, and I go, abrupt ending to podcast tonight.
So she's in the house, and I have to bring the stuff, and I gotta bring a laptop, whatever. And there's this sort of now puddle of puke, which was not good. And
was it really a puddle or a mountain or like
it was
volcano situation?
It was basically what you had on your plate prior.
Or was it just like a big pile?
But I had used
smelly vomit. I will say this: I don't have a gallbladder, so I have very little bile, so there wasn't a pukey smell to it.
Gallbladder just stores.
But was there a pukey smell?
So, I don't know because I was trying to do things so quickly. And there was a nice breeze. So luckily,
I'm going to be gone, and you're going to wish you smelled my vomit.
I've smelled it. I've cleaned your puke enough times in my life.
I want to smell her vomit. You have it in a little jar. Did you say my vomit?
No, I did not say your vomit.
You don't love me?
But luckily,
God, if you really love me, you would put my vomit in a jar and save it.
I only cleaned it up so we get our security deposit back, to be honest. And I figured the lizards would eat it. And that's kind of gross.
Could you imagine what kind of fucked up animals we would get if there was
some creature. So, anyways, luckily in the recycle bin, I had just emptied out a case of
fucking vultures out
seltzer. Here. I was talking. Thank you.
Vultures.
So I got the scissors out and I created a little dustbin like thing out of the cardboard seltzer box. Used the top of the seltzer box as the broom, and was able to get it onto the cardboard, which soaked up some of the liquid within. Dealt with it from there. Then I got out the hose and sprayed it.
Sorry.
Sprayed it.
I'm so sorry.
And yeah, and so it wasn't great. And yeah. So anyways, so the thing about this stuff is that Stacy tends to think it's hysterical, and I look at it quite the opposite. I think like, oh my God, my wife is that sick that she made 5 minutes of the podcast, and that, you know, and I look at it that way. So we try to find humor in it, but
I mean, I wasn't feeling good, but I thought like I can, like, because when you have a chronic illness, like, you're faking it all the time. Like, anytime you're like not sitting there in a ball crying or screaming, it's because you're faking it. Like, that's been my life for 10 years.
Well, and also people consider Lyme disease like a temporary thing. You get a bullseye, you take your 30 days, and you're done. They don't understand nobody understands your cardiac issues and things of that nature. No, I don't think people.
For fuck's sake, my doctors don't even understand.
Yeah,
my
well, that's
cardiac
true.
issues.
That is very true. So it's tough. So anyways, I react. She years ago she sprained her ankle. She starts laughing, but then I'm like, oh,
I started
crap.
laughing hysterically
because
for a
now
half
I know
hour.
that I have to do this, do that. She's not going to be able to do this. You know, like
burnout.
Yeah. So that's sort of where I'm at with some of that. Last night was not. She was like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, you never have to apologize for being sick. You know, not just being sick.
He doesn't always feel that way. He gets frustrated.
No, but you should never apologize that you're sick, because you're not sick on purpose. You didn't go and get sick just to
people
mess
make you
with
feel
me.
bad about it. They make you feel bad about stuff that you can't control. And like, there's so many things. Like, I had to miss 2 weddings this year that I really wanted to go to.
This year.
Last year.
22.
I don't even know. Last year, yeah. Both of them were last year. One was October and one was May or June. I think it was first week of June. I can't remember.
Oh, right, it wasn't June. Yeah. I bought
and
a
I
purple
had the
suit.
fucking gift in the other room that I needed to mail. And
I bought a
still
purple
haven't
suit
mailed
from Amazon.
Jacob
for
a gift.
$70. It was like Steve Harvey.
Sorry, everybody. We are barely fucking. I mean, right before this, we were just talking about this. Doug just had a total like just tirade where he was like, "Nothing's going on, and this happened, and that happened," and he's right. Like he's there's nothing untrue about what he was saying. Like, he's entitled for a rant, and you know what? We all fall apart sometimes. I think the important thing is to talk about it, because then you feel better, but to not dwell in it. And I think if you're only sharing it with yourself, like if you're keeping it in, you're probably dwelling on it. And if you talk about it, like maybe every time you talk about it, you feel a little bit better. Maybe you don't burst. Maybe you do something healthy for yourself, like, you know, I always tell Doug to play guitar or exercise or jump in the pool or skim the pool. The pool's pretty much our only entertainment. Take the Jeep for a ride. Go to Publix. He loves Publix.
I don't love it. I don't. You know what? I think
gelati. We've been doing gelati.
Yeah, we have been doing that.
Or
I think
Culver's. You like Culver's?
We haven't had Culver's in a while, and I think I'm getting the shakes. No, but it's and it's funny too, because the first time we had it was like, oh, it was good. It wasn't great, but then the second time we had it, like a year later, great. Anyway, so that, you know, but I like it because I don't have to cook and stuff. But anyways, it's not, you know, it's not. I don't like to complain, but like, it's not one thing. It's a lot of little things that pile up. Like,
and it's been the entire course of our marriage, by the way. Like,
yeah, well, yeah, there hasn't been a lot of, but there have been some.
And I had like my whole life basically. Well, you had a lot of shit too.
Nah, I was, you know, not compared.
Both
to,
of your parents died on you when you were very young.
It wasn't very young, but it was younger.
A professor basically tell you like you're never going to do your career, and that message is weighed on you your entire life. You grew up poor. Like,
yeah, but we had our own home, and you know, it wasn't like I didn't face the stuff that you faced with not having a family around you that supported you.
Yeah, but it's
like,
not a fucking
regardless.
contest. My point is, everybody watching this program, and certainly us, everybody has their shit.
Yeah,
and that shit is real to them, and it makes them who they are. And I like to know their shit. Like I
like to know their shit.
No, I do, but like
send us your shit, and then we'll send it in for $500.
I think I give that vibe to people because total strangers will tell me their life story in the middle of fucking store. Like, I can't even tell you. Like, cannot go anywhere. This happens. It's a thing. I had a woman's life story. She was our waitress,
She was a waitress
before I even had water one day. I was like,
I know, but some people are looking. They're looking for anybody, like any port in the
I have
store,
a lot
right?
of friends like this.
You know, and
my friend Darlene is one for sure, and I fucking do it to her so bad. My friend Christina,
Darlene's
for
one person
sure,
that's gonna
and I do it to
understand.
her so bad.
Yeah.
God, there's so many.
Who has a 9 p.m. meeting? Where I'm sorry, Tracy has a 9 p.m. meeting at work. I think. What are you?
Because
Receptionist
she's
for a vampire?
Yeah, because they're a
Vampire
animal,
dentist?
They're an animal clinic.
Oh, that's true.
So she has a 9 p.m. meeting. Well, good luck in your 9
good
p.m.
luck
meeting.
with that.
We wish you well.
Yeah,
Hopefully you don't
with
have
you.
to express any anal glands tonight.
Or if you
Unless
are
you're
into
into
that,
that,
then
whatever happens
I don't
between
know.
you and
the
consenting
dog,
animals.
the consenting dog.
How does that work?
What?
Okay,
How to get
so-
consent from an animal?
So in like today's world,
Yeah.
a dog is considered property.
Technically, yes. Because
Right,
if
so-
you kill somebody's
so-
dog with your car, you have to
All right,
reimburse
so-
them for the cost of
hear
the
me out.
dog.
So hear me out. So we have a dog.
What's his name? Belvedere. Come here, boy.
Well, we used to have a dog, so let's go with Walker because
Okay.
I miss him and I think of him every day. Seriously, I miss the dog so fucking much. You have no idea. I could cry about it right now. All right, so we have a dog, and he just, he gets out one day.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Ba-doom.
He's sneaky. He runs out after Wes the rat guy,
Eaten by a croc.
and he shows up at some guy's house, and the guy's outside sunbathing in the nude, and the dog feels randy, and he's attracted to this man. Now, the dog is our property.
Yeah.
But the dog wants that
The man.
in a sex way.
But does the man want it?
And the man wants it.
Okay.
But
so...
is the man supposed to check with us because the dog is our property?
Oh, good question. Do we know him? Do we think he'll provide a good home
We
and
don't know if
supportive
we know
relationship?
one of our
with-
neighbors. I don't
No, we
think
don't.
anybody in that. Oh, we know two neighbors.
Yeah.
We know two neighbors on our entire street, and
Yeah.
I'm fairly confident none of them is ever going to try to have sex with my
With
dead
the dog.
dog. Fairly certain.
This is the kind of...
I'm gonna have to ask the neighbors about this.
These are the topics you get on
I'll
this,
go door to
this
door.
show.
Excuse me.
Um,
There is that elderly couple 3 houses down.
Yeah, I don't
They
think-
could be wild.
They could be.
Dude, I love them.
I don't-
They're so
yeah,
cool. They take
they're
a
very
walk
nice. They're
every
very
day.
nice.
They
Yeah.
take this huge walk.
They get
out
more
there.
steps in than I do.
They're
And I'm
the
cleaning
coolest.
puke
She's-
and going back and forth with bowls and everything else.
Yeah.
So so that was so
She
yeah,
can stand for long.
a thrill. It's been a thrill a minute around here. But anyways,
Oh, so I wanted to talk about, how I'm a professional puker.
you are a professional. You,
Okay, can
you,
I just?
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so-
Go ahead. And I'm just gonna stay silent and make witty
So
comments.
I have had a few occasions since Lyme where I have had a puke fit, like I did yesterday, as a result of vertigo. The last time it happened, which was first, Indian food or Chinese or melting pot?
Probably Indian food, if I had to guess.
So okay, one time we went to the melting pot on Easter with the kids.
With a bunch of kids sitting there having fondue and chocolate or whatever. It wasn't even, we didn't
I
even
don't
have
know
the
if
chocolate
was
yet.
Anna there?
Anna was there, yeah.
Noelle, Wes, and
my
Nolan.
kids, yep.
We're at the table, we're doing fondue, and all of a sudden it just hits me, and there's
And
all
she's
I
in
can
the inside
find-
of the booth.
I'm on the inside of the booth, and the room is going like this. And the more I move, the more I'm gonna. So there's these drinking glasses on the table.
Just glasses, just normal glasses. Throws up, puts another down, gets another one, fills that up, and then hands them to me like I have to go to the men's room holding these cocktails of vomit, running into the bathroom, and meanwhile I don't know if she's still doing it out there. I don't know what the hell's going on.
And I'm like, can you give me a bag or something? And they're like, just go in the bathroom. I'm like, I can't move because the room is going. So then they gave me a hefty bag, and I went and got in the car and just sat there
So
with
she,
my hefty
yeah,
bag.
she went in the car and she's like, because the whole reason we went there for Easter because they would give you peeps and all this other stuff to dip in the chocolate.
I
and
didn't
it was
even
like
get
a big
that
deal.
part.
She didn't even get there. And
And then he sent me pictures.
I'm like, I don't know, like I'm trying to entertain, pick up where you left off or whatever and all that stuff. So, yeah.
It's a restaurant like that where we're running a tab that big, you'd think that they'd be like, oh, what can we do for your wife? Does she need, a ginger ale or anything? No. Is she okay? No. There was none of that.
No, well, and I think that was just one of the stories where you've missed out on a lot of the stuff that we sort of
fucking Disney
wanted to do.
Can we talk about when we took the kids to Disney and I spent 4 days by myself in a hotel?
Yeah, that was not good. And they didn't
have
room
service.
No room service. She probably bought $60 worth of Candy Crush Lives. That's just years ago. Yeah, so that and you just feel terrible because there's nothing really you can do, and you just.
Well, I just didn't think that me going to the Tower of Terror and jumping out the front of it and splattering in front of millions of Disney guests would have been like a good way to spend Christmas.
Oh, they would have hushed that story. Never happened.
True.
I would have been, please, media, cover this story of my wife and Lyme disease, and they're like, nope, never happened.
Can I tell you, as much as I do prefer Governor DeSantis over other governors, I think that DeSantis is bought and paid for, and his relationship with Disney just goes to show that. Because he's like, Disney's not going to have their own control over themselves, but they got like a little ding. Like, it's basically like where they were before.
Apparently, when Disney built the thing, they wrote in all this legal language in there to like prevent habeas corpus. Not habeas corpus. What do they call it?
Dude, I don't know enough about it to speak. I don't think either of us knows enough about it to speak intelligently.
The legal thing where they take your property. What is it called? I'm drawing a complete blank because
eminent domain.
Eminent domain, yeah, or things of that nature.
I don't know that we know this subject well enough to speak intelligently enough on it, but it just made me think that what I've seen in regards to Disney and DeSantis is that DeSantis is bought and paid for.
Yeah, well, he also has to tread lightly because of the
candidate.
size of the Disney conglomerate.
Disney's not going anywhere. You think they're going to shut down?
They'll pick that
shit
up and move it
and here's the other thing,
Texas,
too. I
like Joe Rogan.
I love going to Disney World. Like, I'm so bummed out that we haven't been to Disney since we got down here. I just want to go. Even if I have to go on the stupid scooter, I just want to go so bad. And I want to eat, at restaurants, have, a reservation, get my little break. The vacation I had planned.
It never got.
Well, we tried to make it up later. But, I don't know. It just, yeah, I just want to go so bad. But anyway, as a company, they pay their employees absolutely terribly. So many of their employees are homeless. Or living in hotels along the Disney corridor.
Yeah.
I just I think they have when you're there it's magical, but then you think about how much these brands have been pumped down your kids' throats.
Yeah. And
how much of a message they're sending to your kids, and what kind of messages are they sending? As a stepmother, I take personal offense.
The wicked stepmom.
I joke about it with the kids. I call myself their wicked stepmonster. Nolan just calls me SM when he messages me.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, SM. Which is funny because my initials growing up, my name was Medeiros. Well, not really, but kind of. I thought my name was Medeiros, and so it said Stacy Medeiros when my initials were SM.
Excellent. So, but I've never been a real fan of the Disney movies because, they terrify the kids at the beginning with Bambi's mom dying, and there was a forest fire, and there's this, and that happened to Nemo, all this stuff. And so, that formula, for me, it's a little iffy. It's a little iffy. My parents did not die in a forest fire, by the way, but,
Wait, what was a little iffy? I'm sorry.
The sort of repeating storyline in a lot of the Disney movies about wicked things or being killing the mom,
divided from the parents. There's always some division, and there's a lot of people that believe that the message is to undermine parents. A lot of people think that. A lot of people, and I you know what? In retrospect, I look back at raising my children, and I saw a lot of ways that society tries to alienate parents from their children. And I think a big part of that has been women going back to work. I think that if you wanted to go back to work, great. But the reality is the government wanted women to go back to work so they could have more taxable income.
And the reality is that prices of everything went sky high and that everybody had to work. And the reality is there was more divorce, so single moms had to work.
So many things.
And
so
the
many,
reality of it is
so many reasons. But it was
that people want
it's all
the fancy car.
But it's all been by design. Like, I really and truly believe that, like, by design, they're like, how can we separate people?
Well,
'cause they're easier to control when they're divided, and I think that's always been the message.
I don't think there was one entity doing that. I think it was society in general. I think society in general.
I don't think society in general wants to divide people. I talk to so many people from every walk of life, every color, every age, every size, every religion, every sexual preference, every kind of parts you can imagine, and political affiliations. You know all the things that you are, and from around the globe. And although not as much in Japan lately as I should be, but that's a whole other thing. Or Australia for that matter. Anyway, the most people I find are all want the same thing. Like, they all want the same things. They all like when you get to stupid political issues like like masks or like BLM or like gender reassignment, like stuff that has like it's been so politicized that we're not really talking about the actual issue anymore. It's more like the political message, if that makes any sense, because it's been used to be so divisive. When we sit down and have a conversation about race in America or about sexuality or religion or medical freedom, most of us come to a reasonable medium. I mean, that's one of the things that we've talked about before on the podcast, and I'm talking about right now, is that you and I will see completely differently on a million things, but when we sit down and talk about things, we're a lot closer together than we are far apart.
On some things, yeah.
On the issues?
On all, the major issues. Well, I don't know. Sometimes, but we have different ways of getting there, and that's the important.
But that's why we end up voting for different candidates. And and I have this big. It's not to say that it's not to say that I'm a Republican. It's to say that as someone, I think that the closest description to my political party would be libertarian, and at the same time, I haven't seen a libertarian candidate that could pull it off. I've heard rumblings of a Trump Kennedy independent run. Who knows if that's true? But haven't seen an independent candidate I could ever vote for, or a in terms of a presidential race. But I just want as little government as possible. That's just my thing.
So, to get back to what I was saying before about society,
because I have a lot of issues with the Republicans and the Democrats.
What society wants,
they're all dirty.
Was I don't know if any one entity said you need a giant house and then you need a bigger house or you need the 2.3 kids and then that whole thing just sort of
but that was a marketing thing,
right? So I think
so it's all done to increase GDP. It's all about money. It's all about power. It's all about control.
But I don't think you have an ad agency on Madison Avenue in cahoots with the government saying like, yeah, you got to get people to have more kids or something, right? So I think society sort of created that monster.
But they have mutual interests.
Oh, obviously they do, right?
Like, I don't think that any of these people give two shit about anybody but themselves. But they do what they do out of mutual self-interest. And that's time. I don't know. I think it's time for like the average American, you and I, old, young, disabled, and perfectly fine for a very, very old man. Like, all these.
It's not nice, really.
Possibly.
Ages. I cry ages. I play the ageism card.
Old white dude.
I play the great card. How's that? Playing the great card.
Old balls. Saggy tits.
Old balls. Balls are fine. The balls of a 19-year-old.
They are silky smooth.
Wow.
I don't know if 19-year-olds have silky
I don't know what anybody has for balls except for me.
It's been a long time since I've
so there we
seen
go.
19-year-old balls.
I hope so. God damn it. Yeah. So anyways, people, you don't need to keep up with the
Gross.
Joneses. You don't need the latest car. You don't need the latest iPhone. You don't need to one up somebody with your trip to some sort of Virgin Island. Just be you. Just be you. Just be happy. Figure out what makes you happy and do it. God damn it.
Like a podcast in front of your
You
pool.
do a podcast and talk about walls or whatever. I don't care. Do whatever works for you. We don't need to tell you guys that.
Can I get back to the puking?
We haven't exhausted the puking story?
No.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you were talking about how you were a puke.
Hang on.
queen.
I had like 5 puke stories. Like this is the puke episode for sure. There's like so many good puke stories. So we have last night. That was a good one. We have
the
Easter
melting pot. Yep, on Easter Sunday.
And now Indian food. Okay. So when I get stuffy, all I want is Indian food. I fucking love tikka masala.
She has a sore throat.
What's
Indian
the place?
Food.
What's the place in Norwood? Minerva.
Minerva in Norwood. Best
Minerva
takeout.
in Norwood, which by the way sounds Portuguese to me, but whatever. Minerva in Norwood.
It's on Route 1, the Auto Mile.
Get the
right across from Jake
get
and Joe's.
the chicken tikka masala medium and a tikka masala mild. Mix them up.
And get the.
You gotta get the basmati rice and the pashori naan.
The pashmori rice. I can't pronounce that
And
word.
so anyway, I'm eating it. Again.
So good.
Put your snacks away. I'm eating it, like literally stuffing my face. I'm starving. Doug doesn't come in till like, what was it, like 9:30 back then?
Yeah, because I would take my boys out to eat, and then I have to drive
all the way back, and half the time there's
and
fucking construction on Route 3. And then there was that fun time where he was rear-ended while he was stopped on the highway.
I was in a car, folks. It wasn't a sexual thing. I was in a car.
Stopped in the Volvo, just sitting there, minding his own business. Traffic, gridlock, boom. And they said he would be dead if it weren't for the Volvo, so we bought another one.
Just like it.
Ironically, his laptop was in, like, the trunk totally, because these Volvos have all these weird safety things, so totally crunched up. And so...
My laptop was in the trunk.
His laptop is in the trunk.
My work laptop.
Like that. Not a scratch on it. We went and got it the next day at a presentation for CBS.
Well, they had to cancel the meeting because I was at the hospital. And you're talking to our CEO David, and he was fantastic about it, and actually canceled the meeting.
Called me in the hospital.
All that stuff. Yeah.
He's like, "Well, if he needs anything."
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just worried because he had a heart thing.
I had a big bruise
on
on my arm.
Hysterical.
That's all.
I didn't want you to die. You're my meal ticket.
Yeah, thanks.
I think I brought in more money than you did the last 3 months. So sad. It's getting better. It's getting
You're trying
better.
to make me feel better? All right, so you're eating Indian food and you start to throw up.
I'm not a rock star. You're
I'm
a
not a
fucking
rock
rock
star
star. Well, I think you are. And you're going to be. And then you're going to have to get a bathtub I can play baseball in. And a king-size tub big enough for 10 plus me. And a credit card that's got no limit. And a big black...
A bathroom that I can play baseball in.
Yeah, I already said that part.
Yeah, but then you did another thing. Whatever. I don't know. Why you're quoting Nickelback?
Well, this is how you remind me.
There's a book I have about the New York punk rock scene at
Honey, look at this
CBGB's. It's called
photograph.
Please Kill Me.
Look at this photograph. Every time it makes me laugh.
Please kill me. I don't know who wrote that. I would think Legs McNeil maybe. Please Kill Me.
I don't know what that third
Fantastic
Nickelback
book.
song was,
Just
but
read it.
I think it's called
But,
Photograph.
yeah.
That's the song of the day. Photograph by Nickelback. Song of the day. Photograph by Nickelback.
That's even like the worst one.
We've got 5 followers now. We're going down to 1. Everybody's like, fuck Nickelback.
Why don't you tell people
I
that,
like Nickelback.
Oh, never mind.
Why don't I tell people to what?
Tell people to drink the powdered milk and powdered mashed potatoes too. That's what Nickelback is. The powdered potato equivalent of rock and roll music.
Oh my god, we had fucking powdered potatoes on Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
We ordered Publix.
Yeah, it was not good.
It was so bad. We threw
I got to tell you,
all of it out.
Our holidays are usually really bad. Easter with the puking.
That's why we're gonna do
Thanksgiving
podcasts
this year
for
couldn't
you.
eat it. Obviously there's been all kinds of Christmas mayhem. Father's Day. Mother's Day is always a disaster. It's a very emotional day around here. And then you know, like even like birthdays and things, like you really, you know, although this my past birthday was fantastic and I appreciate my wife, but last year we wanted, for her birthday, we were going to go, because she has the Alice in Wonderland tattoo. We were going to go to a restaurant on Sanibel called the Mad Hatter, and it's all like, it was all festooned with like statues of the Mad Hatter and other things from Alice in Wonderland. She wasn't feeling good, so I had to cancel. You have to get reservations weeks in advance. So I called up, and she's like, "Oh, it's your wife's birthday, huh? And she's sick." I'm like, "Yeah." So, "Oh, just reschedule or whatever." We never rescheduled. The hurricane building is gone. Like, gone. They found out that building was gone when they saw the satellite images the next day from the storm, or the day after, 2 days after in the storm.
Gone.
And the building is gone. And they had posted.
So it's the Santiva area is where it was, which is basically like
which is where
where Captiva and Sanibel meet. They call it Santiva.
Or Captivel.
I've always heard it called Santiva.
Yeah, but I just made up Captivel.
It sounds like a
Captivel,
like the
it's like they've
Fudgy
captured
the whale.
an elf. Yeah,
It's like the
Fudgy the whale from.
Okay, I have more puke to talk
so,
about.
all right, so you're eating the Indian
So I'm
food.
eating the Indian food, and I start puking, but it's coming out like the same exact consistency that it went in, like a thorough rice of sauce mixed,
Like Play-Doh.
sauce, chicken, and rice, and I was like literally inhaling my food. So, yeah, I got to try it twice. And again, no gallbladder, so there's very little bile in my vomit. So that's nice. And so I'm just like...
It was like literally like a tube of food.
Stop! I was a Play-Doh puke factory.
That was unbelievable. I'd never seen anything like that.
Last night it was just like exorcist level vomiting.
Yeah, there was like there was a radius of vomit. There was a radius on the ground.
We have like these little, it's like stones, but it's like kind of epoxied over, and so it's like gushing in there, and like I'm afraid it's gonna attract animals, and it's ricocheted on my feet. It was so gross. Anyway, so that was my Play-Doh puke factory incident. So now we've got.
So you had melting pot. Last night, melting pot. Indian food. Okay. Every time I've had a baby, and I have had 4 babies. 2 at once, though. That's
one.
Don't make it like you're having babies every 6 months.
I am allergic to morphine, and so I have spent the first few hours with my babies trying to breastfeed them, and usually breastfeeding them, and vomiting throughout the process, like.
Should have given Indian food.
Twins on my boobs. And just going about it. And so that was monumental. And then of course I've had 4 other surgeries: my Hickman, my ovary, my uterus, my tonsils. Mm-hmm. Puke every fucking time.
What about
puke my brains out every fucking time. Every fucking time. But perhaps my favorite puke story is the best puke story of all.
You have a favorite puke story? I don't have a favorite puke story.
Puking story of all. In 8th grade, I puked on an altar during Christmas Mass. The whole fucking town
I'm telling you, it's a holiday thing.
there.
Wait, was yesterday Greek Easter? No, that was Sunday. I was saying, like, there had to have been some weird holiday yesterday.
Don't tell me the Greeks have it out for me now. I like George.
I like the Greeks.
I love the Greeks. Okay. So anyway,
we love everybody.
We do love everybody.
But we like the Greeks. We have a personal connection.
I don't know about Gwyneth Paltrow.
She's not Greek.
Is she Greek?
No, I just made that up.
I think she's a human being.
Just made that up.
Could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe she is. Maybe she's a lovely person. Come on down for an interview, Gwyneth Paltrow. We'll show you how the other half lives.
This pool area smells like vomit.
Stacey, are you taking bile salts? You don't seem to be producing enough bile.
I'm sorry, do you have some steaming water for my vagina? I'm going to say this again.
Would you like to go for half a day of skiing?
Half a day of skiing.
That's
it's only $9,000. So I want Gwyneth Paltrow, right? Because she had parents in the industry.
Sex ray?
No. I'm saying she had parents.
Oh my God, Mary fuck kill.
She had parents in the entertainment industry, as did Laura Dern. Laura Dern, sweetheart, Jurassic Park. If you don't know her, she's fantastic in everything, and she's just, everybody loves her, and that's kind of the personality I kind of wish upon Gwyneth Paltrow, but she ain't it. Like Jennifer Aniston, you want her to be like, oh, like she comes across as very good. I hope she's like that in real life, but everybody should be more like Laura Dern, even me.
Okay.
Yeah. So if there's a velociraptor, she'll tell you to run. Like,
I have no idea who that is. She was in what?
Jurassic Park. She was also in
She was in what?
Jurassic Park.
Tell me something
Jurassic
else.
Park.
Tell me something else.
She was also in, ladies and gentlemen, the Fabulous Stains, which you probably don't know. That was a punk rock movie. She was Ellen's girlfriend in the Ellen Coming Out edition of her sitcom.
Never saw it. Go ahead. Keep going.
I think that's all you know her from. She was in a bunch of the Jurassic Park movies.
I don't know, but
her father was Bruce Dern, who was in The Burbs.
Bruce Dern was in White Boy Rick.
Was he really?
Which, yeah, and he was the grandfather that lived next door.
Yeah, Bruce
and
Dern's
he stole his grandfather's car. And we were really, like, the movie we were really touched by. It was so sad, but I actually became Facebook friends with his sister, and the family is very upset about the film and the way it portrayed them. And I've kind of gotten to watch her over the years, and she seems like a very nice person. And I think that their family's been through a tremendous amount. And even if you have there was a documentary as well that I think that they felt. I'm not speaking for them. This is how I remember it. That they felt that the documentary did a much better job of telling a story, but it was really.
The movie
awful.
itself, White Boy Rick, features Matthew McConaughey,
yeah.
who is unbelievable and delivers one of the greatest lines in movie history.
Who's the kid that plays?
And the kid who played White Boy Rick, who looks like Josh Allen, by the way.
I call Josh Allen White Boy Rick
for the first 3 years. Is that White Boy Rick?
Because he looks just like Josh Allen.
Yeah, I'll pull up the kid. And then
but I thought that again, I thought the movie was fantastic. But when the family says that they weren't happy about it, then of course I'm like, oh. And I don't know. I don't know. It's like I fucking love the movie Wolf of Wall Street, but I don't support what Jordan Belfort did.
No, not at all. I'm trying to find all right, so here's the kid who played White Boy Rick. He kind of looks like Josh Allen, which is really funny because he had like the little mustache.
He had to show Josh Allen when he was younger.
Oh yeah, I should.
In a perfect world, you would hold them up at the same time.
Yeah, I don't have that ability.
Do that in my phone.
I'll do no. Oh yeah. Hang on.
There you go. So those are some fun puking times. We would love to hear about your fun puking times. We also would like to hear, this is a thing we're doing. So we need to know what my varsity letter is in. Whoever guesses it, Doug's going to do a Photoshop for. If you hear a quote from this episode that you thought was really absurd or funny or whatever, that should be like the title of the episode, and we pick yours, you also get a Photoshop that Doug will make for you.
You get a nice Photoshop.
And so that's per episode. So like something I say in this episode would go to this episode. Let's see what else we have going on. So puking, that was yesterday.
All right, so there's Josh Allen and White Boy Rick together at last.
That is not the picture of Josh Allen, though. That's you wanted it younger. It looked just like when he was younger.
Anyways, so
wrong one. That's not.
All right, you find it, and we'll hold them up. While we're on the topic of the Buffalo Bills, I would like to.
Just on Google Images.
I started with Google Images. That's not my first time with a Google phone. I would like to say.
It's an iPhone.
Congratulations to and all best wishes and prayers to DeMar Hamlin, who was cleared to return to Bill's practice camp this week, and his doctors cleared him.
Do you think he should?
I don't know if he should or not. He said that he has been beating statistics all his life, and that the exact diagnosis was the commotio cordaitis, and his heart has shown no ill effects or conditions whatsoever. So I hope for the best. I hope he can return to play, because that's a dream that very few get to do. And he seems like an awesome guy, and he's certainly loved by his teammates. And we hope for the best. And I will just put it out there that 3 or 4 months after dying on national TV, that he is back doing workouts and things like that nature.
And I think it's great that he's doing that, but at the same time, I think that, and it's his choice, but I think he's crazy to return to play. I think he's absolutely insane to do it. And I want to know, and I know that this is like, after all these years of us talking about medical privacy, it's so hypocritical for me to say this, but I want to know what his vaccine status was. Who was the player, the one that was Cole
Beasley?
Cole Beasley.
He was very outspoken.
A very outspoken advocate for the NFL players that didn't want to be vaccinated. And one of the things he said was he's got young players coming to him. They can't risk getting cut. And, that they don't know what to do. And, there were a lot of people that I know that got the vaccine because they didn't feel like they had a choice or whatever. But I don't even know if that's where I was going with this. But in terms of Damar Hamlin, I pray he's okay. I think that the jacket he wore to his return was a very poor choice. I'm glad he's fit, but I hope he does something else. And I think that he has. Does he have like a fashion line?
He does. Chasing Millions is his sort of charity fashion line thing that he's working on. But I read some numbers that he was making something like $800,000 a year or something on his rookie deal. He's only been in the league 2 years. If he never played again, he wouldn't qualify for NFL pension. So, and even last year, the Bills went above and beyond to pay him for the whole season.
The NFL should give it to him.
They should. I believe they should. But I think the fact that happened, I think he became like kind of thrust into this sort of ambassadorship, and a lot of goodwill was put on him, and we saw a lot of of the league uniting and a lot of people uniting.
I don't care if you like football or not, or I don't care what team you vote for. Fucking Bills Mafia is no joke. They will raise money for everyone. They're like, okay, what your mailman's the Miami Dolphins mailman's sister has a stubbed toe. The Bills Mafia will raise $17 million.
They've done it for opposing players. They did it for Tua
it's
down
crazy.
here to Miami. They
I joke, but really they do. They are always
cut
doing
from a different cloth.
every
They really
week.
are.
It's like every week there's a new cause that the Bills are donating to, and we donated even after Doug lost his job. It wasn't a lot, but we donated to all of these charities because it's like we can't do a lot, but $20 once upon a time was ordering pizza on a Friday night. Of course, that was during 1978. Pizza's gotten very expensive since then.
That's the thing. That's like I just am astonished by the prices of stuff now.
Especially now we're counting every
right.
penny.
Yeah. No, now it's insane. So
our big expenditure is a $10 gelato run.
I even look like how much does this dinner cost? Like how much does this dinner cost? Well, all right, this dinner might cost us $17, $18. But we're gonna have lunch the next day. Okay, so then you spread it, and I'm getting down to to that level of stuff, which I think everybody should be, and everybody probably is subconsciously.
I have a big thing with wasting food. Like I was not allowed to waste food growing up, so.
But we do all right. I think the thing that threw me for a loop is when I was in my house with my boys. I knew what everybody ate. I knew how much to buy. I knew what to have. I knew what everybody liked. I knew what to have. I knew what to buy. Right, so. There really wasn't a lot of waste, right? And so then, when I moved in with you guys,
we eat very differently.
And I don't like people cooking left and right. Like I don't like it. It was so different, and so now I'm trying to figure it's hard for me because I'm so scatterbrained now. But
I always try to make you little lists. Like if we sit down and make the list together,
if we
you're
do,
usually okay. It's in the store where we differ because you'll go to the shelf and you'll be like, well, we need eggs. I will get a container of eggs. And I'll be like, well, we need enough eggs to get to the week. 3 dozen.
Yeah, well, you buy for an army barrack.
Have we ever thrown out eggs?
No, never eggs. Yeah, eggs will go through egg. We'll make the deviled eggs. We make deviled eggs probably once a week.
Deviled eggs, motherfucker.
We've gone through our goat
Tell them
cheese.
about the deviled eggs, motherfucker.
Well, we were on Sanibel once, and one of our friends was down, and we ended up stopping this place called the 100 Rabbits in Sanibel.
No longer in existence.
Actually, now it's a new Tex-Mex place.
Beautiful building.
Oh my God, the inside of this building is
gorgeous.
Unbelievable. Anyways, we could find the new one and see if it's any good, whatever. But they had this deviled egg appetizer, which was deviled eggs with serrano peppers and and little mini crushed up pork rinds on it, and they
So
were
good.
phenomenal. So that's what started the Sanibel Deviled Egg Festival that we announced via our megaphone in the Jeep going up and down the main drag in Sanibel. But yeah, now we'll do it. I do these goat cheese ones.
That was the first time you
probably once
saw
a week.
a
A gopher tortoise. That was a big one too.
We were screaming. They're going out the window with the megaphone. Deviled Egg Festival this Saturday on Sanibel Beach.
Because as we said before on this podcast, nothing goes
was
like
thinking about this.
the heat and sand like deviled eggs.
I agree with you completely, but I also want to say that every once in a while I forget, like, we live in a neighborhood that is very densely packed. Our neighbors, our lot's 7,500 square feet. We're fortunate the lot behind us is empty. We're on a corner. And
Except for the owls back
our
there.
neighbor next door is as quiet as a church mouse. She's a very, very nice lady. And then our other neighbors is like an elderly couple. And then our other neighbors are my friend Jen and her family, and they're fantastic. So,
But they all heard her puke last night. I tell you that much.
oh
It
my
was
god,
loud.
I feel so bad. I wanted to go on Cape Coral residence group and be like, I'm very sorry to everyone who heard me
Because
puking my fucking brains
I know a lot
out
of people.
on my lanai last
My
night.
brother Steve, if he heard you puke, he would puke.
Oh,
I know a lot of people are like that.
oh,
If you're
so
like
much
that,
puking.
we're sorry.
But like I don't have any bile, so that's helpful.
Well, that is helpful.
And those calories don't count. And the nice thing is they were good meals. The calories don't count, right? And they were good meals. Because they didn't taste bad coming up.
Okay.
Like,
Can
it
I
was
go
like,
back
okay,
to
well,
Publix and say, look,
seconds.
my wife ate this half a steak, so we'll get. Like, here's the thing: we have steak, but we split it, so we get like whatever steak, split it, boom, done, and that's extravagant. So, anyways, can I go back and like
Bring
say,
back the steak, potatoes,
You know
and
what?
butternut
I got-
squash. Those
I cooked this
potatoes
meal,
were
my
made
wife
with
threw it up.
organic cream and organic butter.
Yeah, they
I know
were.
I bought it at Costco, but although Costco does not have organic cream, we're
Actually,
very
no,
upset
the
about
butter was Costco.
that. Can somebody
organic
remind
sour
me
cream
to
was
message
Publix.
Costco that we need organic cream at Costco? Organic cream at Costco.
They don't have it. They have a lot of organic.
cream at Costco.
So-
More organic stuff at Costco. More organic stuff at Costco.
But we
More
did get some
at
organic stuff
Costco.
there.
More organic stuff at Costco.
That's a chant. That is a chant. So I wanted one of the notes that I had from yesterday, which I loved. Right. So I'm on the job hunt. Right. So I'm always on. I'm looking at these job listings, and what they'll do is they'll formulate jobs for you. Right. They'll set a little job alert and send you jobs. Well, yesterday, and so my title is creative director. Right. Maybe I've been senior art director, I've been art director, I've been senior designer, or whatever, right? I've been design director, all
Owner.
these things. So director's in my title, right? Apparently, LinkedIn wanted me to become a pageant director, and I was going to be. They wanted me to
Wasn't
become
it like a Chinese pageant?
a pageant director for the global Chinese beauty pageant, which celebrated the
Binding- foot
traditional.
binding?
No, not foot binding. I think that's Japanese. That's racist.
don't
You just said a
know.
racist thing. Anyways,
I don't know who
I was
binds their
supposed to be
feet.
the pageant director. They thought I would be a good pageant director for the traditional aesthetic
know anything. I'm
of
sorry.
character of Chinese women, the traditional aesthetic.
I don't feel like any beauty standards are cool. Like I feel like I think a beauty standard can be beautiful, but I also feel like they are unrealistic and they just give women like a poor definition of like it. I think it's contributed to the poor sense of self that most women have, like the
Okay,
insecurities that they
okay,
have.
okay, yeah, okay.
Shut up, Kwame.
So the other job that actually sort of made me laugh, like I swear to God, they think like business is a thing. They stay up at night trying to come up with ideas on what to call things to make them sound cool. But anyways, I was also recommended for this job to apply for the senior director of perception. And it was for a pre-IPO autonomous
That sounds like
vehicle
a fucking-
safety organization.
That sounds like a fucking cult.
Yeah, I know what pre-IPO means, but I
Join
don't
my
know what
cult.
means autonomous
a piece of
vehicle
land,
safety
1,000
org
acres.
is. I think that means for self-driving cars,
Florida.
you have to
By
be
the water.
the perception
Nature preserve.
of said. So that was my job hunt
You
news.
should have a little community.
Oh,
Some
and
animals.
I should start publicly like outing the companies that don't want to hire me for certain roles. But it might be just the role is like not good for me, but it might not mean the company is bad. So that's why I'm not going to out anybody.
So there's all these boxes you're supposed to check.
Yes.
So like we're more likely to hire you boxes like, you know, your gender.
Well, I don't know if that's more likely. Like, but I always think that
your gender,
like if I answer this
or
wrong,
your race,
they're gonna like.
And I'm just saying, like maybe we do a few where you like say that you're like, I don't know, like a 22-year-old Asian girl.
Well, there's always
and then you can enter the beauty pageant too, double ringer.
I'm not Asian though. I'm not. Well, wait a minute. Is it? Are they discriminating against me if I identify as a traditional aesthetic of a Chinese woman? If I identify, see, this brings up that whole.
You can identify however the fuck you want.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that because that would be disrespectful to Chinese women of all shapes and sizes.
Maybe I actually,
which I'm pretty sure there's only one shape and size.
They've done all these
in this pageant.
They've done all these.
I bet you don't get any. You know,
hear me out.
Little people.
They've done all these street interviews. They've done all these street interviews with people where like they'll ask like a bunch of like, you know, white college age kids or white suburban moms, you know, is this offensive? Like somebody wearing a sombrero or whatever.
Yeah.
And a poncho.
Right.
And then they go and ask actual Mexicans, and they're like, "No, you look great." And like, that's the thing about it. It's like, okay, like let's not get offended on behalf of other people. Like, I love to ask people, like, are you?
Right.
Because guess what? No one speaks for the entire, you know, I don't know, demographic for, you know, whatever demographic it may be, black, white, Chinese.
Well, I do think we're beyond.
Gay, straight.
I hope.
Boy, girl, whatever you have.
I hope we're beyond
the
fact that people that don't know any Mexican people. I hope we're beyond the fact that people that don't know Mexican people personally think that they all dress like that and talk like that and.
No, I don't think that people.
You know,
but I think like I have we have friends from a lot of different cultures, and they fucking love to immerse us in their cultures.
Yes.
Like they want us to be a part of their culture.
Right, yeah.
And
actually,
some of the shit that they do, like they're definitely fucking with us.
Well, and also,
there's
also maybe a level, and I don't know if you agree with this, but I always feel there's a tinge of because America doesn't have a true culture, right? Like if there's a certain ethnic culture, celebrate it, whatever.
I can see how you would feel that way, but as somebody who grew up in like a Portuguese community. Like these people were so like proud to have a community there.
Yeah, no,
have, like,
absolutely.
People that were like them.
But be proud of that. But don't belittle the. And I'm not like saying that American culture is great or the lack of it is great.
I think the thing that's interesting is that if Americans typically have a very limited world exposure. Because the United States is gigantic. Vast, gigantic. And so, you know, everybody has a different experience, they have different exposure, but we're not the worldliest of people, right? Like we don't, and we don't often see people from other cultures. Like I sought those people out. I don't know why. I always just like sought out people who were different. And, you know, because they were interesting. Like if you're normal, I have no interest in you. So, if you don't get a call back from me, it's because you're probably a little too normal. I don't know what to say to you. Hello, how are you? That's not true. I usually respond to everybody unless I feel like shit. And then I have listened to Darcy's Marco Polos. I forgot to reach out to Dave, and fucking Randy sent me an audio thing like 2 weeks ago. I still haven't listened to him. The worst friend on the planet. I'm so sorry.
You're not the worst friend.
It's been a rough week.
At least you didn't puke on them.
That's true. I'm so sorry.
Or on their lanai.
I'm so sorry you had to clean that up. I felt terrible for you.
It's my job.
So, what was I yammering about?
Different cultures and things of that.
Different cultures.
And your friends. And being a bad friend. You're talking about being a bad friend.
You're an American bad friend. Before, I was just basically saying that, like, each person individually has their opinion. Like you can't say like, oh well.
Right. No. I'm not saying. Yeah.
Like you shouldn't assume you know how someone feels. Not any one individual. Not everyone. You should talk to them about it. And like, think about if we could all have like people with very different views. Like Doug and I could have civil fucking conversations. Like we can usually have. then it took a long time to get there.
Well, I was explaining to someone this afternoon that our differences when we first started dating, I think when you're dealing with differences between Obama and Mitt Romney or Obama and John McCain, like to the madness that there is now, right? So you have media and online things catering to both sides and things like that. So I think it was more, in a weird way, it was more civil when it was, back then than it is now, and it's been more divisive over that time.
I mean, that's the thing. The media is going to, if it bleeds, it leads. Like, whatever.
Right.
The more ridiculous something is, the more they're going to amplify it. And I've said from the fucking beginning that the media basically was the fucking biggest idiots on the planet because they gave Trump all the fucking free press he could ever fucking want. All he had to do was say something that was going to piss somebody off.
Mm-hmm. It started with him getting attention for his cockamamie Obama birth certificate thing, right? So he starts getting attention for that, and then then he comes up with something else, and
he's been doing this for years. I mean, we were just watching Who's That Girl with Madonna, and there was a scene in front of Trump Plaza, and he went out to make sure that he got a picture with her.
Which I could not find, by the way. I Googled that because you said that, and I wanted to see it because I thought that would have been...
Maybe he never got it, but he had gone down there to try to get a picture with her, according to IMDb, at least. But he had done so many appearances. He was on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He was on the WWE. He was in Home Alone.
He actually... Didn't he smash somebody with a chair on a WWE match or something?
I believe he did. I thought he was funny on... when he did the Hotline Bling on Saturday Night Live, that cracked me up.
Oh, this dancing.
Yes.
Makes me don't do that. It'll start feeding back. Like a bad
Sorry,
PA
guys.
system.
I didn't mean to traumatize anyone.
Anyway, so I don't know how we started that, but yeah, we talk about it. Sometimes we don't talk about it. Sometimes, but actually, I did uncover one thing. I was watching something today, and it said that now people are going to tune to whatever news that comforts them, right? That supports their way of thinking. I think people do that anyway. And it's... I always research. Unless, if it's something I don't give a shit about, I'll be like, I saw this, I don't know how credible it is, I did not research it. I say that probably 2-3 times a day. Because it's usually not something I give a shit about. But that whole pedophile thing in Florida, I had looked that up because I was like, really? Well, what, the Miracle Village?
No, I knew about Miracle Village just long before you told me about it. I knew about it years ago. It was on, I think it was on Geraldo or something. I'm not even kidding. The death penalty for the pedophiles.
Oh, that thing.
Pedophiles
okay, I kind of forgot
in Florida who molest someone under the age of 12 get the death penalty. And the jury only 8 out of 12 have to vote in favor of the death penalty in it. I am not personally a fan of the death penalty because, why
should they get to die and you have to sit here and suffer and throw up?
Well, there's that one. I always forget about that one. I would like some euthanasia, please, and thank you.
No.
Yes?
No. I like my wife. I like.
See, some things we just cannot agree on. Some things we just can't.
Maybe we should take an internet poll.
Yes. How many of you think I should get to put it back over?
No, that's not funny.
And finally, shut the fuck up.
Not that funny.
Wait, I'm just gonna take. I
could do without the vomit.
I'm just gonna take a poll every night, right? And if more people say shut the fuck up than keep talking, then I can get off myself.
No, then you should just shut the fuck up. That's what you should do. If people say that online, they take a quiz.
What other purpose do I serve on this planet than to run my fucking stupid mouth?
You keep doTERRA, essential oils in business. You have a lot of trickle down.
That was aggressive. What did you just tell me to order?
Soap. I like the soap. But, we have to do a monthly. And well, no, we don't.
We get 30%
Although
off.
we do have the laundry detergent, the shampoo, the soap.
So what we did with doTERRA is we just replaced things that we bought in one area of our budget with doTERRA products. And I get 30% off. So.
Wow.
And then I get points, so then I get another whatever it is in points, and I get a couple orders. We haven't paid for shampoo, laundry detergent.
The shampoo, you have to use so little of it to you know.
Yeah, but they changed
and then
the formula.
I'm the only
I don't
one
know
that uses
how
that shampoo.
I don't know how the new formula is.
Well, we'll check out
I
that
like their
we
beard
still-
oil for my dreadlocks. Their beard oil.
And I used to have a beard, and I
The beard
never
oil is
used
awesome.
beard oil.
Actually, the adaptive spray is great. When Doug gets stressed out, he'll just.
I do that. Yeah, it's actually. And they actually had a bath soap, or bath additive, and you can take a bath in the adaptive, which was.
Oh yeah, the
it's
bath
good
oil.
'cause
I
it
think
helps.
it's discontinued though, or
Yeah, I
maybe
think
it
it
was
is.
like a short run or something.
Yeah, but that was one of my favorites.
We use
Not that I'm
doTERRA
a
essential
bath
oils.
person.
So I don't sell them, but I do have a wholesale membership. So technically, I could. But what I tell people is get a membership because the oils are expensive, and if you get the membership, you can get a lot of free stuff. And if you do it right, so if you decide you want to do it just to save money, then I would let me know, please, because if you sign up under me, I get like $40 or something. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I just did it for the discount. So you have to buy like a starter kit when you first start it, and it's like a diffuser and a bunch of oils or whatever. Like there's a couple different packages you can pick, but every month if you order $50, you get points. And then if you order more than that, you get, so like if you order 125, you get free shipping, and you get a free oil every month. And then there's always like little other promos on top of it. And then once you've done that, like a monthly order for so long, it goes up to 30%. And that's how I have 30%. So I've been doing it forever. But so we use their laundry detergent. We sometimes use their toothpaste. We use their soap. I use their skincare products. My esthetician had actually recommended them.
And we use all the oils for our patented sinus bomb for when we're
Oh my
sick.
god, the sinus bomb, for like pest control, for our dryer, although sometimes we use knockoffs for those because it's just for the dryer. We are always diffusing something. Always. We use it for cleaning products like allergies, migraines, colds,
Toothache.
neck pains, toothaches, everything we use essential oils for, which sounds fucking crazy.
A tender
I
bottom.
know, but
No,
we
I
do
just
it.
made that up. That's funny.
If I had a tender bottom, I would put some clove essential oil on it.
Ooh, that would be
You'd have to dilute it
numbing.
because clove can feel a little burny, so don't
Yikes.
put that on your butthole
Yikes.
straight.
Well,
Put it with a little. Oh, that might be a good way to do the butt sex.
what's that?
Well, this
Put-
could be
put
our
a little,
second butt sex schedule. I haven't tried this. Not planning to tonight. But perhaps you get
Good.
your
I'm still getting over the vomit thing.
coconut oil
And
with
clove-
a couple drops of
I don't
clove
know.
oil.
That's gonna
and use that
numb
some
everything
lube.
down there. It's gonna numb everything.
Well,
down. I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing.
In
I don't know.
most cases, you'd be wearing a condom if you're the dude.
Oh,
Or the penetrator, as it were.
somebody's screaming back. Oh, there goes an owl. The kid scared an owl. I'm calling PETA.
Sometimes I wonder, like, if the neighbors have any idea what we're doing.
Yeah, no
And
idea.
if they're, like, spying, or, like, if they're going to spy, or if they hate us.
Or if they're
they're
tuning
putting
in.
on a show for us, or if they're watching.
Or maybe they're like, hey, maybe she'll throw up again tonight. Let's see what
I
happens.
swear to God, the whole neighborhood heard me. It was loud.
Yeah, it was
like,
pretty loud. They know what sound it makes of the thing. So, I don't know if
Did they hear the splattering of it
the
ricocheting off
splattering
the
was
ground?
was not good. So
okay.
anyway, so that's what I have
That's what you have? Okay, let me run down my little thing.
as director of perception and director of pageantry.
I don't think we're good at
I
either
will,
of those things.
I had
I will say that I've been kind of using ChatGPT as a personal assistant, and the thing is a fucking shitty assistant. Sometimes it can be helpful, but more often than not, things have been updated since. So, like, say you're asking how to do something on a given website. So, like, say I'm asking how to do something on, something in my Gmail. Like, I'm trying to change something in my Gmail. If I ask ChatGPT how to do something, it's going to remember it from 3 years ago, and that software has changed in the last 3 years. So sometimes it gives you bad directions, especially in like website navigation or whatever. And a lot of the data it has is outdated data, because it only goes back, I think it's 2021 it goes back to.
Oh.
So it's got some gaps.
that's when they started the project.
But it can be useful.
Locked
Like,
it
you
in.
can make it Like in 5 minutes, I could say to it, I want a keto meal plan for 2 people, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 7 days of the week with 1 snack a day and no tomatoes and no shrimp and no...
Ugh, shrimp are gross.
No kale or whatever. And
Shrimps.
In 30 seconds, it would print me an entire fucking grocery list with recipes and a menu. Like, it's fucking bonkers. I do think that the robots are going to take over. I don't think it's going to be, like, in the next week, but in my lifetime, probably. Which I've been wanting to end for a very long time. And I really resent you for making me stay around.
New York City, there was a parking garage collapse, and somebody was in there, and they sent in a robot dog. That's terrifying. Robot dog.
If I was collapsed somewhere and a fucking robot dog came at me, I would be like, "Oh my god, I'm in hell. What did I do?"
Oh, you know what I just thought of with this AI thing.
So hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't really matter.
I just thought of something that with this onslaught of like really crazy smart robots,
right?
It's a Small World's going to get really fantastic. It's not going to be like those little felt
guys
from the 50s.
It's going to be Americans.
It's going to be that like little doll that chased Karen Black around the
They get paid 1 leaf
apartment.
of lettuce from living with the land a day because the robots have taken over everything, and only the wealthy go to Disney World.
Think about that. It's a small world. Yeah, it is. We're all
You ever notice
robots.
that it's either the wealthy that can go to Disney World or it's the very poor that go to Disney World?
Well, I will say this. Anytime I've gone to a water park or like a Six Flags or whatever, it's when I was doing it, you know, like whatever, how many tens of years, 10 years, say 10 years ago, that's probably a $250 a day minimum, right? To get in the park with the kids and gas to get out there, tolls, parking, minimum $250 a day, right? Plus food, plus whatever. So, you know, I don't know what people do for money, but they're, you know, I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss for that. But yes, it is insane. You know, where do people get their money from? Like I always look at like those really nice neighborhoods, whether it's Cohasset, Mass, maybe it's Naples, whatever, and I'm like, what do these people do for a living to make this kind of money? It's and I don't know, maybe they don't. I don't know.
Yeah, but if I hadn't gotten sick, we would be making that kind of money.
Well, I don't think we'd be making that kind of money.
Yeah, no, we would be making that kind
We
of money.
wouldn't be making Cohasset money. We wouldn't be making Naples money.
I think 300's like, I think that's the number.
Well, they always say if you're making yourself or making 200, it's life changing because it's just puts
we
you in
made
a
all
different
of our
spot.
plans for our financial future as if I was going to be a working human being.
And then what happens? You're now a puking human being, and we're still getting up every day and loving life.
It literally
So
can
there it
happen
is.
to anyone. Sorry to break that one to you, but it can happen to anyone.
Sorry,
it can happen
guys.
to you tomorrow. Do not kill yourself for a job because you could drop dead tomorrow, and you'll never wish that you spent more time working.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there that are like, "Oh, I'm going to work hard while I'm young," and then, you know,
then
like
die.
my dad, they can't do stuff later because their health is so terrible, or like they never get to later because they die, or they never get to later because they're, you know, continually, you know, working, saying, "Oh, next year, oh, next year, oh, next year." Like, you have to live your life now.
My advice to
Own your own
anybody
business.
would be enjoy the hell out of what you do, right? And if you don't enjoy the hell out of what you do,
But like that's
yeah.
the thing that's fucked up.
And I know a lot of people don't. So I'm lucky in that regard that I really love what I do,
Actually,
and it's related to
that's
the things
something
I
I'd
really
like
want
to
to do.
is have like a series with people with like different jobs,
Yeah.
talking about their jobs, particularly people who have done different careers. Like, because you've pretty much done the whole. I mean, you've been a musician, but like you've pretty
but
much done the whole
not
thing.
for a living.
But well, you did perform professionally.
I have performed professionally a lot, but not. It wasn't. It wasn't my sole means of.
Okay,
supporting
but
myself.
it was still something you did as, you know, professionally, and then as a graphic designer. I was a nanny. I worked in finance. I was a hairstylist. I worked in tech. Like, I did a bunch of different stuff, and it's like I think people should talk about their jobs and what they like about them, what they don't like about them, especially, you know, for young people, but also for like even people like. Listen, we're middle-aged. Like, you're having your middle-age crisis and you're thinking about what you want to do. Talk to your friends. Find out if they're happy. Do they like their job? What do they like about their job? Because you know what? Some things that somebody likes about their job, you might hate about that job. And some things that, like, other people... Like, for me, like... For when I had my kids, the biggest thing when I was a single mom was I had to be able to work remote. It just didn't work if I wasn't able to work remote. It just made my life so much easier because I'm such a crazy workaholic that instead of spending 2 hours in the car and then getting no sleep, I would spend those extra 2 hours getting a little sleep or spending time with my kids or, whatever. It just gave me a lot more of my time back. But that was my only thing. I had to make enough money, and that's what I had to do. But your career is different because it's fairly specific.
Specific in weird ways, but during my time in it, the industry has changed a lot.
Yeah.
It started.
But you've been able to keep up with the trends, I think.
It's because I'm all things to all people.
Well, so. I don't think that I don't think you're going to go out and code a website tomorrow.
Well, no, and that's the thing. But at the heart of everything, it's funny too because when it first started, there was a big conversion over to the computer, right? And some people couldn't learn the computer and they dropped out. Then there was conversion that the computers got really good. So then a lot of the printing techniques and typesetting that fell by the wayside, and then print went away with the advent of websites and so there used to be tons of printers, and now it's a shell of its former self. And then there was direct mail. There's all this other. There's interactive. There's motion graphics and things like that. So,
but you do a little bit of all of that.
So I was actually pretty well suited for motion graphics because, as a songwriter or a musician, you think about telling a story over time. You think about timelines. You think about order of things like that. And so then when animation came along, it was my music background came in handy, the ability to think across a timeline and then couple that with design, so it ended up working pretty well. And that's the thing, with me trying to find a job, I have to find a job that I have specific experience in. Like right now, social's a big thing. I don't know social stuff, but you put specs in front of me, I'll do it. But I do have motion stuff. I have video editing, things like that.
You're meant to be leading a team of young designers.
Yeah, but I'm direct at my level. I'm more direct that stuff than creative. But people have to have the ideas to begin with. So.
I think you need to have a team of. I'm not going to call you Don Draper, but I think you need a team of young people, like somebody that does copy and somebody that does social and somebody that does, UI. Like that would be kind of your perfect team.
Well, yeah, I mean that's a good role for me because I've done all those things and I can speak the language and I know what they entail, so I can
you can advocate for them on a corporate level and be part of the explain the brand strategy to the board of directors and help the board of directors and the sales team to create presentations that'll get investors. I mean, the last company you worked for sold for like $330 million. You created the investor decks.
But that wasn't that was such a small part of communicating that idea. So, but now there's things like there's AI and like WYSIWYG, and things that will make reels for you. So that social. So what? Just make your reel big whoop. It's not. There's not a lot of craft there. But the idea in generating a brand and crafting something that is because you can get AI to do something. It's maybe the illustrations look good, but then from a design standpoint, it's you end up getting a lot of templated stuff.
I'll tell you what's going to happen very soon, and it's part of the reason why we're doing this podcast. Even when you say you open TikTok now or Facebook, you start to watch a video and you realize it's fake or it's an ad.
Yeah.
And there's going to be such a massive, I don't know what is happening over there.
It's just the wind.
There's going to be such a massive shift where people do not trust anything that's homogenized in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
Because people don't want to see it. And so that's actually part of the reason why we're doing our podcast the way we are. We could be all oh, this is perfect lighting and don't get me wrong, we would like to have better equipment for a better experience for you, but we are also wanted to keep it real with you. I'm not going to, yes, if I have a zit, I do throw some concealer on. And
this is a hairpiece.
I wear mascara, brow stuff, and lip gloss. Lip anything because my lips are always dry during our calls. I never have a bra on. I never have underwear on. Oh, and yesterday when I puked, I forgot to tell you guys, I peed myself at the same time while I puked everywhere.
I just realized I think I'm sitting in that chair. Am I enjoying?
Did you feel the pee in the chair?
No, it does not feel damp.
You were not the princess in the pee.
Does not feel damp. Okay, so
Marital hate.
we've covered a lot of
You
stuff.
have marital hate
No,
today?
I don't have.
Well, there's a
marital
few
hate.
things that we're supposed to go over real quick.
I don't. Well, gratitude is one, right?
Well, we haven't gotten there yet. Okay, so
Because I'm running out of energy.
Okay,
quickly.
Do you know
Quickly.
how much longer it takes?
Quickly,
when
scan.
You make it take 10.
Scan. She's got a spreadsheet, folks.
Can you make it 10 times? Take it 10 times longer because you're blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
blah,
but then
blah,
you
blah.
have to tell me that I'm making it longer,
here
and
we
that
go.
makes it longer. Wait, I have the thing.
No, we're not doing that. I can't even help you. Okay, so I think we had a story time. It's fair to say we had plenty of story time.
Puke stories.
The local news item, Cape Coral guy.
Oh my God, Cape Coral guy. they went to get him in his apartment. Actually, no, I think it was in a motel or something. So he crawled up into the attic, and so they busted in. They know he's up in the attic, so they pepper spray the attic. Guy comes through the ceiling, through the plaster, through the insulation, boom, onto the ground. Hysterical. So here's this guy laying in a crumpled pile of
Probably crying his eyes out,
of
screaming.
drywall,
It hurts like a motherfucker. From what I know.
And so
From
and
what
was,
I've observed,
but
it hurts like a motherfucker.
Have you ever
It's
been
only
in an
been on
attic
TV.
and falling through an attic is just funny.
But can
I mean,
you
that's
imagine
just
these
good
people
stuff.
like they're in their house and they've got a burglar and it falls?
He
through
wasn't
their
a
fucking
burglar.
ceiling?
They went to get him on a drug charge, but he ended
it
up
was his
hiding
own
from
house?
the cops.
Was it his own house?
I think it was either a
If it
motel
was
or
his
like
own
an
house-
apartment.
oh,
Yeah,
No, see, that's not
something
cool.
like that. I do have a
Listen,
picture
some
of
poor person
the
has to deal with
gentleman.
it. And let me tell you something. It was in Florida, of course, right?
It was
all
in
this
here
crazy
in
shit
Cape
happened.
Coral.
It was in Cape
That's what it
Coral.
was.
So the other thing is though that like right now to get a contractor to come out, like good luck. People
Yeah.
are still like trying to get hurricane. Like there's so many roofs with like what do you just say like I don't know 1 out of every 10 roofs has a tarp on it now.
So
People still don't have roofs.
This poor gentleman's on the floor. He's all handcuffed, covered in drywall. He's
You could see his butt.
yeah, it's not good. It's but there he is. And there's the hole he made in the ceiling, right there. There's the hole he made in the ceiling with the drywall and the insulation. That looks like to be some sort of bodily
So our
fluid.
international news item: Robert F. Kennedy possibly run with Trump, perhaps. Our story time with Doug. I think we mutually talked about puking. Some sort of owlie fact.
An
Something
owlie
your dad
fact
would
of the
like to tell
day.
us? Some sort of an animal, perhaps, or some sort of something your dad would have said.
He would have said not to be a clod, but I will show you this. Well, no, I can't show you that. That doesn't really show anything well.
You can't
I
really
don't-
show pictures on your phone.
Yeah, I don't really have
So
much.
you don't want to have
of
any
a-
animals you want to tell us about?
Oh, there was someone that found a coiled up snake in their shoe. It was terrifying. So if you're leaving your shoes outside,
And that was in New England, by the way, and it looked like a rattlesnake.
oh, actually, here it is right here, and it's.
Was it a rattlesnake?
You can't tell what kind of snake it is, but there's a snake in that shoe.
It doesn't look like a. It doesn't
But
look like a garter
that's
snake.
that's not a teeny tiny snake.
Florida, you
Not
have
that
to check your shoes. I don't wear normal shoes for that very reason. I'm more worried something's gonna climb into the Jeep.
Like a
Jeep
like
ain't
a,
got no
like
doors.
like a Florida panther.
I,
And eat
when
you.
we go
Skunk
through that
ate
part of
baby.
the town, I get the thing out and I go. Pss, 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 pss. Here, kitty,
It's not
kitty.
good.
That's why I have a megaphone.
It's not good. Those things just
It's
want
like
to
my
eat
fourth
you.
one.
Apparently Naples has them down there pretty good in the
I
neighborhoods.
want
They eat
one.
dogs.
I want to be like the Tiger King, but like, with less
No.
flamboyant, and better
You
hair.
want a
And less
Patagonian Feroci, whatever that thing was.
Patagonian Phileas Concord.
Phileas Concord.
Okay. So we did the song of the day, Nickelback, Photograph. Craft. We want to do the Boy Scout stuff. If anybody has any Boy Scout books, send them our way, please. Or perhaps there's an app.
Oh, the craft of the day could have been that that seltzer box that I cut up to use as a dustbin for the vomit. That was
That's
crafty.
so crafty.
I use
Good job.
scissors.
You're going to have to make a new video about
I
that.
use
then.
scissors. Yes. Okay.
Tell them what they need.
Scissors and a box of seltzer, a 12-pack of seltzer box.
And tape.
No tape. No tape.
And puke.
And puke. You definitely, yeah, if you're going to use it correctly.
Okay. And then we'll do our gratitude and our audience participation. I am grateful that you cleaned up my puke.
Oh, that's very nice. I am grateful that I heard from one of our viewers and had some very nice things to say, and said and actually kind of gave me some pep in my step, knowing that there's some people out there that we're making a difference, and that
he probably would have gone off the deep end today if he did not get that message. You hit the perfect spot.
Yeah, we really showed up at the right
when you guys comment, when you message us, when you share, when you like, it just means so much to us. Not to be all corny, but it really does. It means that we're doing something that people appreciate, or maybe we make people feel less lonely, or maybe you're here to make fun of us. I don't give a shit. If we're making
or if you want to see the
smile,
nightly titty jiggle. You haven't done it in a few nights. I'm just saying. You haven't been felt up to it. There's usually
I really don't feel very
a titty
right
jiggle.
Now. I'm very thirsty and I'm very tired.
Okay. All right. Well, let's.
Okay. So, So what else are you grateful? Oh, you were grateful for the message today.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am thankful that I am not throwing up today.
Oh, that was good.
I would like to be able to poop though. That would be good.
Oh, well, that's a whole other area.
Oh,
I am not getting a dustbin for that. I'm not making a dustbin for that.
My
I am not dealing with that.
Do you know how many times I've taken like $50 worth of fucking supplements and puked them the fuck out?
Yep, I do know.
That's another big time when I puke is when I take my supplement.
I have something I was grateful for today. Somebody knocked at the door. My wife says, I think it's a cop. And it was not a cop.
A bone clip or knife or belt or something.
They were selling solar panels.
I just don't like when people come to the house without texting first or calling, like, "Hey, we're gonna come to your house." No, people are trying to barge in the house while I'm on the sofa, 2 feet from the house. The guy was like, "What are you doing?"
Not the solar guy; it was a different guy. So I will. My piece of gratitude is that was not a cop.
We had
I was not in trouble.
We had like 10 people show up at our house in like a course of 1 week.
Well. They all want to glom in on the action.
Okay, maybe, but still, it was terrifying.
It was
constantly showing up unannounced. Like, fuck off.
Wow.
I want to live on 1,000 acres.
1,000 acres and a mule.
A bunch of hippie friends.
Oh, we did talk about what donkeys were for the other day.
Yeah, they're good companion animals.
They're beast of burden, but apparently, if you have a horse, you need like a buddy. Oh, Jesus.
I think his feet are hurting. Because he's old. Who's older, you or Mick Jagger?
Mick Jagger is older.
By like how much? Like a year? 2?
No, he's a lot older. He's got to be pushing.
Is he like Dr. Riley?
Late 70s
Is he like
now.
Dr. Riley? They probably went to grammar school together.
Actually, I used to work with a lady that when she was growing up, she grew up in the same neighborhood as Keith Richards, and for Christmas one year, she gave me Patron, so I got tequila from a friend of Keith Richards, which was cool. And then another buddy of mine ended up he went to a bar in Connecticut, and Keith Richards showed up and hung out and drank with him. So that was all that. So I'm like 2 degrees from Keith Richards.
Woohoo! Okay.
Gratitude.
So you're grateful that you're 2 degrees from Keith Richards?
No, I was grateful that there was not a cop here to haul me away for some Florida offense.
I am grateful that you're making yogurt tonight because it always helps my stomach, and I eat it and replace it with meals a lot of the time, and it's always something easy to grab. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you. How you doing?
I wish we had a cow and we could milk it and make our own yogurt. Or if we could go to Bridgeton. That's the kind of crazy shit I would do. If I won the lottery, I would fucking take a jet to fucking Bridgeton, get the entire farmer's market onto the jet, turn around and come home.
Why don't we just move there and go to the farmer's market every Saturday?
Can't be cold.
You can't be cold. Well, we'll buy you some heaters.
No, I can't be cold. It gets in the bones. Even right now,
it's a little chilly out here tonight. Well, let's check the temp right here. Let's go a live look at the temp.
Can you see my nipples?
74. Yes, I can, but hopefully they cannot. 74 and clear. It's going to go down. It's going down to 64 at 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh my God!
64 degrees here, and that will not be good.
It's like we're in Massachusetts.
Yeah. Currently, right now in Marshfield, Mass, our
What
our
is
former
this,
home.
January?
45 degrees.
Is it January?
No, it's April.
What's the
It's
weather?
like late April
What's the
now.
weather going to be tomorrow?
In Marshfield or here?
No, here.
Okay, Marshfield. It's just gonna suck.
Marshfield is not my problem. Just
all right,
kidding with
so-
you guys.
After a low a low of 63, it actually got worse. It will continue on up to a balmy 86 degrees at 4 p.m. tomorrow.
86.
Sunny, partly cloudy, and then we'll have a magnificent sunset behind us at 7:54. So you might actually be seeing live sunset, which is one of the high points of this this podcast, because it starts out at sunset and then gets all dark, and the creatures of the night come out.
I think we are the creatures of the night. Literally, look at us.
We're
the
about the
night.
creatures of the couch, because I'm going to go in there.
Of the night.
I think the Bruins are on tonight. I don't know.
Creatures of the night. Who's that? I bet Brett would know.
Creatures of the Night. I know that
Brent,
Kiss
who
put
sings
out an
Creatures of the
album
Night?
called Creatures of the Night, but I don't know if there's a song called Creatures of the Night.
I'll Google that shit.
I know there's a euphemism. There's Ladies of the Night, or Ladies of the Evening.
Oh, that's what I was supposed to tell you.
Oh, you're going to tell me about prostitution? Whores?
So when I told my friend that a studio album by Kiss is Creatures in the Night, and there was a song on it called Creatures of the Night on the album.
Yeah,
by
I
Kiss,
did not know that.
of the album title of the same name. So I told my friend this morning about how I had to abruptly. She was watching last night's episode, and I go, "How far in are you?" And she's like, because she was talking about something that was earlier in the podcast. I forget what it was. And I go, yeah, I ended that episode abruptly. And I told her, I'm a professional puker. And she said something like, how does that work? How does that work for blowjobs? Do you have a gag reflex? And I'm like, I have absolutely no gag reflex. That's how I got the ring. Breathe through your nose, kids.
Kids?
You know, adults. Consenting adults and animals of whatever consenting style that they happen to be. So I'm grateful that, well, actually that's your gratitude. I'm taking your gratitude for you. You're grateful that I have no gag reflex. I'm
not gonna deny that or say that I don't enjoy it.
I'm glad that even puking comes with a silver lining.
Puking comes with a silver lining. It also came with.
Remember that puking comes with a silver lining.
Yeah. Okay. So I would like to say that
if you want to be happily married,
tomorrow, I would like to maybe we keep the puking talk to a minimum tomorrow. As I think we have a lot.
I think we're scaling up. We got to the point where we were like, okay, just sudden announcement. I don't feel good.
Yeah.
Second announcement. I think I'm gonna I'm gonna take a nap now. Third announcement. I think I'm gonna throw up. That's a burrowing owl.
It doesn't sound like an owl, but it is an owl.
That's what we're told. Anyway.
So that's it for me.
The crescendo last night was the puking. We're almost done. We have to say goodnight to the people. So you have one more thing you're grateful for. Get me.
One more thing. I'm grateful for the owls because they're entertaining.
They're really awesome.
And I would also tag on our lizard that lives in our little railing over here that I talk to every day.
We like our little animals.
There's a big one and a little one.
Did you scare the shit out of a rabbit yesterday or today?
Oh, I went out there, yeah, and the rabbit was in the bush and I didn't see it. And then it looks at me and it was like I could see the terror in this rabbit's eye. So
I didn't see the gecko tonight at all.
He was eaten by an owl.
Maybe.
I don't know if you guys can hear that call, but I want.
Well, the guy, I think his name is.
Was Jeff?
Jeff
said it was an owl.
Jeff from Marshfield said.
They make a normal who sound, but
really
then they
nice
also
guy.
make like a blah 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 sound to alarm.
Really sweet guy.
Other people. But we have them living in the field behind this screen cage where you see them before the other house is a field.
And they're just going apeshit tonight. They want to be on the podcast.
Shut up.
No, you can be on the podcast. Do you want to be on the podcast, little birdie?
No, because they'll eat our lizard friend. Leave them alone. Let them stay out there.
I want to see if there's one out there.
It's pitch black out there.
I'm so jumpy.
Yeah, you're a little
It's
jumpy.
sweet.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, so final thing. Oh, you're thankful for the owls,
Yeah.
and of course we're thankful for you guys For everybody who watches, thank you so much for commenting. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you much for liking. Everything that you do to interact with us helps us. It gives us encouragement to keep going. We truly, truly, truly appreciate you. Like I said, if you have a quote from the episode that you would think we should use as the title, please send it to us. If we use it, Doug will make you a Photoshop. And also, what did I get my varsity letter in? Still, no one has asked. And then we needed a name for something. I totally forget what the fuck it was. Tracy, it's so good to see you. I'm sorry you had to leave early. Hopefully you'll loop back later. Yeah, Jen, they want to keep us divided, but I like everyone. Most everyone. I think I have like a piece of snack on myself.
Now we have a cat.
No, it's the cat.
Yeah.
Now we have a cat.
The cat's gonna get eaten by the
neighborhood
mouse.
cat, the neighbor feed that you're not supposed to do.
I'm telling you, the cat's gonna get itself eaten by a gang
owl?
of rogue owls.
The owls are small though. That cat's pretty big.
Owls are tough. They're raptors.
Everybody wants
Big
to be on
claws,
the podcast.
talons.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Tracy just cleaned up puke. Well,
Yeah, that's not good.
did you try Doug's patented method? Because
Yeah,
highly recommend it.
I'm helping people deal with vomit.
I definitely should chew my food more. Mutant geckos.
Mutant geckos, because they were going to
They're-
eat the pile
yeah.
of vomit. And then
Oh,
they-
that would be
then
gross
become-
as
yeah.
fuck, but possible. We don't even see the geckos tonight, so I'm worried that maybe they ran away because of the puking. I would. I do. I fake it till I make it, and that's how I got through my first marriage, the entire thing. I'm in pain. I'm going to lay down before the 9 p.m. meeting with work. You poor thing. I'm so sorry, sweetie. We love you. My flamingo keeps photobobbing me from the pool. Well,
It's breezy tonight. So
honey,
we'll
I'm
come
going
back
to tell you
and forth.
this. We've already got a whole bunch of people that are planning on getting in that flamingo and photobombing us in the pool. And I would like nothing more for you to be the first person to do it. We got plenty of flamingos, and we will have the beer of your choice or other beverage of
Bring
your
your own.
choice.
How's that? How's
I
that?
will get
hun?
you some peanut butter
Honey
whiskey.
Huts.
I can't even have peanut butter whiskey. I can't have peanut
How do you know it's made with real peanuts?
I don't know. I'm just not going to put
Could
any
be
nuts
made
in
up
my
with
mouth.
peanut
I'm
shells.
not putting any more nuts in my mouth.
Wow.
No, just peanuts, honey.
Okay.
You're still safe.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so anyway, honey, come float around the pool.
And
Chime in with some things.
yeah, absolutely.
Make friends with the birds.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But yeah, you should go home after dark, because if you're on the motorcycle, those things will just dive bomb you.
We have a lovely guest room, queen size bed, memory foam, your own bathroom, sauna.
It doesn't.
very-
it doesn't know you yet.
It's very relaxing. That room is just so like.
Huddy is retired. What the hell does he need to be relaxed about? His lifestyle is relaxed.
Well, because I'm ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Well, you'll age any
Like
man.
I do things like give him pony
I.
rides.
You know what?
He's a very large man,
See-
and I bounced him on my knee.
Because you're.
Because that's how awesome my life is.
I'm-
There, you have not lived until you have bounced a soon-to-retire police officer who's twice your size on your knee. That's like, that is living the dream right there. And also, I do not want to forget, our friend Todd is here. Hello,
Todd is always good.
We love you. I
Always
hope-
in the mix.
I don't think you saw last night's episode, because I probably would have heard from you today. If you did, you should definitely watch it.
Todd always posts good stuff on Facebook.
He
so
does. He's awesome.
He posts good
He's
stuff.
really
so.
encouraging and inspires us.
My last thing I would like to say is go Bruins. They're playing tonight, playoffs, first round. They're playing Florida, so I know this is a controversial stand that I have to support.
Where are they going?
The home teams. What?
Where are they going?
Where are they going?
Yeah, you want them to go somewhere.
I would like them to go to the Stanley Cup and win it and have a parade.
Where's the game?
Oh, it's in Hollywood, Florida, as a matter of fact.
Oh!
Where the Florida
We
Panthers
have
play.
people in Hollywood.
Which is funny because it's like 2.5 hours that way, and if they win, they might play Tampa Bay, which is 2.5 hours that way.
So
I will go to neither game, however. 'Cause
I root for whoever is the nicest.
how do you know who's nice? Is there like a quiz?
I like when I hear nice stories about people. But they could be fucking made up by a fucking publicist. That's why we try to bring you real shit, like vomit. And we've talked about vomit and butt sex
A lot
and
of
not
poop.
being able
We
to
talk
shit.
about
We talk about
poops.
shit a lot.
Yeah.
We talked about.
I think most of the poop talk is you. I don't really talk about my.
You are actually. I've gotten
Poopy
messages.
habits.
Why is Doug so conservative? And I'm like, oh, if you only knew.
You
Most of the
you
stuff he
could
says,
put
you could
Ozzy
not-
Osbourne in this chair, and it's going to look conservative next to this hurricane of a woman.
Actually, I have friends who once said we thought you were crazy, and then we met Donna. She's really crazy.
Donna is
Donna's a lunatic.
I don't think she's a lunatic. She's just I mean that in like an endearing way. She's got a lot of energy.
Write that letter today.
So she's awesome. And all her friends are great for in their own way, and that's what makes life. And hopefully, we're bringing some of our craziness to you, and you enjoy vomit stories and things like that. So if you don't like them, let us know. And if you do like them,
if you don't like them, send them to people you don't like. And if you do like them, please share with people you do like, because the more people who see it, the better it is for us. We get more visibility, more people, and it just encourages us.
Let's hope that vomit thing is like is a rarity, is a rare occurrence.
I'm hoping that the vomit thing isn't a rare occurrence, but it's not something I'm in charge of. My body is a wonderland, and not in a fun way.
Yeah. Well,
I wonder if John Mayer will let you redo that to be like my body is a wonderland. Why can't there be a euthanasia stand?
A euthanasia stand.
Yeah, like you go for like a lemonade stand, but you go to the euthanasia stand.
It's the worst food truck ever.
Think about it this way. You can go to the euthanasia stand, and you just be like, hey, I would like some euthanasia, please, because, free country and all. And you'd be like, I would like some euthanasia, please. And they'd be like, are you crazy? And you'd be like, it's really none of your business. And they'd be like,
you can't ask if you're crazy.
And they'd be like, okay, would you like to donate your body to medical science, be cremated, or be buried? I don't have any money. Donate it to medical science it is. You get $200. What charity do you want it to go to? I'll be right back. I'm going to go in the tilt-a-whirl. Then you go back to the booth after the tilt-a-whirl, because you get your $500, or whatever, they give you $200. And then they take your body and they give it away. And you can spend your $200 at the fair.
I don't like to make light of you and euthanasia, and I don't like to make light of it, and I would rather not. So,
but that's the thing about it, though, for me, is that it's a very real issue, and my only coping mechanism is humor. Okay. And the problem is, and I actually had somebody reach out to me today about their own depression and suicidal thoughts. So, I think everybody has to find what works for them. And if for you joking about it makes you feel better, that's fine. If you need somebody to talk to, I'm here. I have a terrible sense of humor. It's dark. I apologize in advance. I think that I don't think anybody deserves to suffer. I don't think that we should let people suffer when we wouldn't let our pets suffer. So that's my thing. And I don't know what's going on with that lady who was up, I think, Jacksonville or Orlando, the woman who...
Oh, she killed her husband.
She killed her husband, and she was going to kill herself, but she did it, and then she had the gun on, like, the nurses, because they were trying to come in when she was trying to kill herself, and they had her in police custody, but then her charges were lowered, but she, like, still missed her husband.
Right. Yeah, it's not good.
Anyway.
So, folks, sorry to bum you out, but hopefully we did entertain you tonight with the puking story.
Yeah, spend your night thinking about puke and euthanasia. Oh, and no gag reflex.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Good night.
Go Bruins. Bye.